And so that brings us to our second match here of 6 today for Scintillating Sunday. It's Bunnyhoppor taking on Pavel. And Pavel has had a pretty fantastic-looking season for himself. It's slowed down a little bit towards the mid-stages, but I'm looking forward to seeing him play again. He has once again included Reno Mage. As you can see, the picks and bans down below. That Divine Shield around a class means it was protected and ineligible to be banned away. And so Pavel has protected his Priest. Bunnyhoppor has protected his Shaman yet again, and Bunnyhoppor has had his Warrior banned away in this matchup, while Pavel has had his Mage banned away. And to me, that's a win for the Mage. You bring a unique deck, and it pulls a ban. That's something you like to see.
Yeah, I mean, we did catch a couple games of Reno Mage yesterday. We had one really exciting one with Hunter Ace versus Viper, so I'm a little bit sad we won't see it in this series, but I will be excited to see Bunnyhoppor's Quest Shaman. Again, he's been dominating on this deck. He hasn't lost a game with it.
He is not.
You know, for some people, I'd be surprised that they aren't protecting Priest. For Bunnyhoppor, I'd be surprised if he didn't protect Shaman.
It's so weird to me because I still am surprised that he's not protecting Priest.
Because he's just so good?
Yeah, like, I get it. You want to play Shaman, but...
For some, okay, well, Priest is like a
He must know something that just literally nobody else
Priest
does.
is a 70% win rate deck. For Bunnyhoppor, Shaman is literally a 100% win rate deck right now. And you're surprised he's not protecting it?
Well, I'm still surprised he's not protecting
I would
Priest.
call Bunnyhoppor dumb for not playing the deck he's just so good at, okay? He's so smart at it.
It's been 6 games.
He's so good.
6 is a lot of games, but
But
it's
if you
not
don't
a lot of
protect
games.
Shaman for the rest of your life, you're dumb.
Well, that's
not actually dumb.
That's just inaccurate.
It's very inaccurate.
He's got a PhD.
The reason why he's 6-0 with Shaman is because he's so flippin' good.
Hey, he's really good.
You want to know a stat about Bunnyhoppor?
Go on.
He has the highest combined win rate over the last several tour stops this year. 75%.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
9-3, 9-3 in Swiss.
Taking a look at his deck list here with Shaman, you know, you heard me talk about Stormbringer with Casey. He wasn't able to display in his matchup, but that Stormbringer pick, if you caught the match yesterday with RDU, was a major catalyst to his win. And it's not because Stormbringer ended the game. It's because Stormbringer prompted so much response on the other side that it shredded away the big spells from hand so that the King Phaeorus was not available to be utilized properly from Druid.
It makes a lot of sense in Quest Shaman where you have so much value to have this one big tempo tool. If you can like force out a bunch of the premium resources from your opponent, suddenly all of your awkward 1-1s and 3-3s become threatening boards.
It's just a beautiful, clean deck list, too. 2 ofs, legendaries, that's it.
You love to see it.
That's when you know that you have perfected a deck, where you're like, these are the cards, they are the maximum good cards, we have 2 of the maximum that we can, and 1 of the cards that we can only have 1 of. It's maximum potential of every card.
So are you saying that Highlander Mage and any Highlander decks are just terrible? Unoptimized piles?
You know, I will say, I do think the decks are kind of bad, but the thing about it is they have such powerful tools that it overcomes that weakness.
You limit yourself so you can play more powerful cards. And so yes, in some ways they're just going to be worse than a deck with 2 ofs. If you're running the less of the best cards, however, you get even better cards. So
exactly. You get cards that are way above the normal power curve.
It's a trade-off.
What's that trade-off?
You trade off some consistency for this power level.
So frequency of win. That's the only thing that matters.
That's all that matters.
Kick things off with Shaman for Bunnyhoppor.
Former Champ Mutate is quite good versus Druid.
Opening hand is just perfect.
That's a pretty good one, right? I'd be surprised how he mulligans here, because in some worlds I could see a justification for 3 keeping this.
What cards do you want? I want to keep the whole hand just because I want to just coin the former champ and mutate it.
I like it.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
What would you have done? You said you could see a 3 keep.
I would have... Oh, sorry. I meant 3 keeping alongside the quest, because I wouldn't mulligan away the quest. I don't consider quest and tossing everything else a 1 keep.
Oh, you're not the kind of person who includes a quest in their deck to mulligan it away to draw a card that
no,
you're seeking.
that definitely is not me.
Okay. Crystal Merchant opening hand for Pavel. Love to see that.
Quest in the hand for Bunnyhoppor. That's crazy.
You know,
he didn't mulligan it away.
Seriously, my opponents draw a quest on turn 1 every time.
That'd be a lot worse if they didn't just start in your hand. Can you imagine?
What if it was like their progress was like cut by 2/3 though? So what if like Druid Quest was like...
Then it would just be like these broken power spike cards that you put in your deck. Like, oh, you need to play 1 Battlecry minion, and for the rest of your game, you have Battlecries doubled?
My question is, would they be better or worse?
They kind of did that with a Dark Pharaoh Takan. It's like semi-Caverns Below quest.
Well, it's also specific to a minion.
Yeah, but like it's a card that you just put in your deck.
Yeah, but my kind of question is like literally take Quest Shaman, make the quest in your deck, but you only have to play 2 battle cries to activate it. Is it better or is it worse?
I mean, in some game, honestly, with Quest Shaman specifically, I don't think it gets like way better, because it's more about value, and the extra turns that you get of the quest aren't as impactful. But for something like, geez, I'm trying to think of which quest would benefit the most from that.
Just hypothetical. To me, it's the mage one.
Yeah, the mage one would definitely be a lot better like that.
Takes the evolve early on. This is to contest Crystal Merchant in the best way possible, I believe.
Yep. And Bunnyhoppor does a pretty good job here. His coin weaponized Wasp to deal with it. It's really vital to be able to kill a Crystal Merchant. If you leave that up.
That's a... Apologies for the Pavel image here. We're working to get that restored. But this is a test now for Bunnyhoppor where which one do you go with? Do you take the risk on Sludge Slurper?
If you coin out Weaponized Wasp, that means that Sludge Slurper next turn is probably not
an option.
Not an option, because you need to play Former Champ Mutate as soon as possible.
Yeah, so Former Champ Mutate is slated in 2 turns. We know that.
If you play the Sludge Slurper now, you also limit the Former Champ from coming down next turn. Is there ever a world where Bunnyhoppor just denies or gives Pavel the draw to be able to go coin Former Champ next turn? I don't think so. But
I think the option is between the risk or the immediate.
Yeah, you really have to clear the Crystal Merchant.
In this spot, I believe Bunnyhoppor has committed himself to not playing Sludge Slurper this game.
Or until after the Former Champ. Games go on long.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant this next turn.
Okay.
I don't know why I said this game. To me, so much of the game hinged on the following turn.
A vow of silence. He's just not going to even mention it for the rest of the game.
Bunnyhoppor shall never speak again.
It's like, why? Do you hate it so much? Did it kill your family? It's like, no, I just don't like Murlocs.
I mean, nobody does.
They're kind of fishy. Pavel here has a couple interesting choices. Wardrude Lodi can clear the 3/3, but I'd be surprised to see him do that.
How much does mana efficiency mean versus option?
I think the power level of Wardrude Lodi is what you should be considering here. It's not just about mana efficiency, it's the fact that having that later in the game.
We just saw how insane it is versus Shaman.
It's nuts.
Save it.
Yeah. Another interesting decision point from Bunny, I mean...
Yep. You didn't really want to just play Mind Control tech. You're not playing Sandstorm. You don't want a Sludge Slurper to overload.
That being said, Pavel's quest is not complete just yet, which means double Oasis Surger's 5/5s is not going to come out, which means you're a lot less scared about giving them the double value trade. I think that's like the biggest issue with going into a Druid's turn 5 is when you have like a 3/3 and a 3/4 or a 2/2 and they can just go Oasis Surger and clear your entire board. That is like when it's a terrible scenario.
Sounds to me like we need Fungal Mancer back.
Makes a lot more sense here to do it instead of just holding on to it.
Yeah, I think you set the stage well on that.
These are all tools that Pavel wants. Using a swipe here seems a little bit careless, I would say. You have a Lodi in hand, and you can just keep it alive.
I really want to swipe.
Really?
That damage adds up quick. If Bunnyhopper's got Former Champ, you are going to get beat up.
I mean, I know, but you're still going to get beat up.
Not nearly as bad, though.
Not like nearly as bad, though.
That swipe saved 6 health.
But you also lost one of your Primo tools.
6 health is, I think, a vital resource.
Swipe is a vital resource.
You got backup.
You want more.
More life, yeah, I agree. Excellent point, Gallon.
That's not what I said. But anyways, from Bunny, it has to be Former Champ Mutate.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's just,
look, we didn't play a Sludge Slurper last turn.
You kept it in your hand for this turn.
I think it's possible you could not mutate because you have the other Former Champ. No, my question is going to be timing, right? Like,
you play the 6-drop earlier so you can have it in play, right?
I agree with you, but the question is still timing. Like, if you can find a reason for that timing to be better, why not?
It's actually pretty interesting.
I'm just saying it's worth looking at. It's always worth thinking about.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm here to ask questions, Gallon.
You're here to ask questions?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Give you an example. You're not asking a question.
How curious.
Well, I did ask a question. You dismissed it. I mean, you're right to do that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I have a question for Pavel.
I have multiple questions for Pavel.
One of them being, why is the Wardrobe loading not in play yet?
Just consider.
Pavel says,
Take
yeah,
time to
you're
think.
right.
Take your time and think. Don't you dare attack, though. Kind of surprised he didn't go with Power of the Wild, however.
Bunny only has, he's 5 out of 6. So pretty much every single minion here he doesn't really want to play. I guess Sandstorm Elemental is like a way to activate it without using resources, but
that card's so good against Red.
that's well, you have a line here where you could do something like Sandstorm Hero Power Sludge Slurper, for example. You could try to do that as early as possible.
I think he's very interested in Hero Power Former Champ next turn.
Yes, so that would deny it.
Yeah, and so the question is the totem, right? The totem, in my opinion, here is a liability.
Because it fills up the board.
Correct.
At the same time, though, if Pavel doesn't answer your board here, you're fine.
Yeah, so what's the totem going to do?
Sometimes
I'm surprised.
It's a taunt. Sometimes it's a 1-1. Maybe they don't have an answer and you just push 1 extra damage face. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. Just surprised. Bunnyhoppor always surprises me. Ow. Imagine if we had 6 less life.
And another swipe in hand? Well, you'd swipe, and then you have another swipe in hand.
Yeah, you'd be at 5.
Okay.
No.
That's pretty good.
Not okay.
Sounds pretty good. There'd be another
Very
swipe
bad.
here.
We already have another swipe.
Another swipe.
I'm so glad I have extra HP in this spot. You would have died to a Life Drinker top deck.
He didn't top deck it.
You would have died to
So
2
you're
Kobold
wrong.
lackeys.
I died. Well, that could still happen.
Yeah, exactly. You would have died.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, he's not going to play it. He doesn't have an opportunity to kill. 2 former champs it is.
I wonder.
Genius play on both sides. I definitely would have swiped. Hashtag play the card.
One of these summons a 10-10 worth of stuff.
Float like a butterfly.
It's getting pretty antsy, I'd say, for Bunnyhoppor.
Yeah, it's looking rough. Oh boy.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Jewels of the Sands.
That's a good one.
Looking at it, the first swipe was really freaking good this game.
It was. Oof. All right, you got 1 chance left. Let's go, Sludge Slurper. What he said.
Ethereal Lackey?
Not quite.
Not the ones. You can clear off the Wardrobe Lodi if you need to.
You can
Which
clear
you
off the
need to.
4/6 as well. I don't think you need to clear off the Lodi anymore. Pavel's used pretty much every single spell that
Sure.
provides damage.
Sure.
I think at this point stats.
I was thinking more about just the attack, the 5 attack versus the...
Okay. I was thinking pure efficiency. I was thinking Sandstorm Goblin Lackey. Clear off 4/6.
You don't even need to use the Sandstorm here. You could just Goblin Lackey and kill off the 5/4.
Yeah, but I kind of wanna.
I mean, I kind of want to have a Shutterwalk in hand right now, and my opponent
Yeah,
be at 2 HP.
I want a Sandstorm Evil Totem Goblin Lackey.
Okay, well, that's a different kind of want.
Yeah, I just want to rumble.
You just want to play a 2/2. I don't know, man. I like this.
Bunnyhoppor has consistently held on to Sandstorm for critical moments. It's something that he is so patient with that card. Ooh, that's not good. It's not getting better. So for Pavel, the question... I was about to say on this Worthy Expedition, if you nourish, you end up with 5 mana, and you haven't drawn an Oasis Surgery yet. And so for Pavel, his concern is going to be life total. That makes sense.
Just get out of range.
Yep, and the next turn you have 12 mana. Oh my gosh. The King Ferris is so good. Bunny's
This is so bad. You gotta. Do you just have to play 2 legendaries here? Witchy Lackey, Stormbringer.
You got a better play? Are you gonna sandstorm and upgrade it a couple times?
I'm pretty sure you could find like a theoretical line for a full clear, like no matter how you did it. But this is probably the best you could.
Just get like weird rush minions and stuff.
Yeah. Knife Juggler probably fit in there somewhere.
Oof. Wait
a
draw
second.
Behold
And a Tom.
the tools of
You just got Shutterwalk.
He's taking 17 if Pavel wants it.
Put your opponent to 2, draw a card. Instead, just clear the.
Yeah, I don't mind making that.
Kill the Luna,
Yeah,
so it's
just
dead.
pick one. They're all good.
Kill the Luna, so it's dead. That makes a lot of sense to me. There's a card on the board that says your opponent could draw 15 cards this turn.
Yeah, I don't like that. All right.
Mogu Shutterwalk.
I don't even know how Walk could possibly win.
You need to
Oh, you do have 2
evolve the
Witchy
Mogu
Lackeys.
Flesh Shaper into a walking fountain.
You do have 2 Witchy Lackeys in the pool.
You could also just add a Witchy Lackey to your hand.
I supply only the finest.
Well, wait a second. If you give that attack, if he gets a Rush Lackey here, isn't he like okay?
Sting like a bee.
No,
Well,
that's
he's got
it.
Mogu.
Mortals are so squishy.
He can kill off a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
and
he really can. Batterhead's good. Wow, that's a big outcome. Crystal Merchant bites the dust.
a Witchy Lackey here would have actually been like pretty crazy, or not a Witchy, a Rush Lackey, because you could buff the Batterhead, kill the 5/4 and the 5/5.
Ooh.
I imagine you want to put it on the biggest minion.
Yeah, I want the most health.
Okay.
But I want Pavel to fear the Shutterwalk being in play too. Oh boy.
That's 1 off. He could go Oasis Surge or double trade.
Is there a world where you don't play Cenarius?
It's so clean, but at the same time, look at what your opponent has on the
So
backswing.
many contradictions.
Well, kill some stuff then. They already used their Shutterwalk. Oh. Like, how did they get back? This is one of those spots I think you
Double
can just
empty
squelch
tech
the
off
attack.
the top.
Yeah, so
easily
be
do
it.
it.
You got me.
Bunnyhopper's still in this game. And he got a 2/4 and
Start
whatever
punching.
off of the the Stormbringer. If you deal 13 and they steal the
No, I'm killing.
yeah, I like it.
Squelch the
I
attack
like it.
from
I like
Bunnyhopper.
it. Just deny the Batterhead.
You have 3 Nourishes and an Oasis Surger in hand. How are you going to lose the battle game?
This is so good for Bunnyhopper. Hero
Oh
Power,
my
Sandstorm Elemental, Bog
gosh.
Slosher, Sandstorm Elemental.
That is so insane.
He's
That is a huge draw.
and you wanted to play the Sandstorm
I'm
Elemental.
telling you, I set it up.
You were
He's
saying
so
you want to
patient.
rumble. You want to rumble?
I told you, he's so patient with Sandstorm Elemental because it's so good in the matchup.
Gosh. It's a 6/6. That flame striked Pavel's entire board.
I cannot believe it. He's gonna win this game, isn't he? Ferris is down, Cenarius is
Well,
down.
wait a second, because Pavel still has an Oasis Surger, and his hand is triple nourish.
Look what you're facing down. You gotta get moving.
Innervate being picked up could lead to more tempo plays with the Wrath off the top.
Starfall? You need Starfall.
Starfall. Wrath, you could full clear the board, or almost full clear the board. You leave a 3/1 in play. That means you should probably start with Wrath if you're going Wrath Innervate.
I'm killing as much stuff as I can.
There's nothing that really would change your play. It's always going to be Innervate Starfall, but it's just like
How
good
curious.
sequencing is good because
habits.
Good habits, exactly.
This game is nuts. Yeah, Bunnyhoppor knows what it is, too. He knows that it's Innervate Starfall.
Bunnyhoppor is still in this game. There's draws off the deck that could easily put him back into it.
I mean, look at the swing that just happened in back-to-back turns. Pavel made a huge board. Bunny has to
Quest decks
shutter
are
walk into it.
powerful, okay? And Bunny, a novice engineer off the top. MC Tech is
That's
not
the
it.
worst. That's the worst. No.
Oh, you're killing me.
All right. I rescind my statement. Pavel's going to win this game, isn't he? This is insane.
Pavel's hand is not going to run out of gas anytime soon. Meanwhile, Bunnyhoppor left the gas can on the highway like 4 miles back. Do you even play the MC Tech?
he
You
refueled
can't
it. It was
even
a
play
long
it.
trip. What can you do?
You hit him in the face,
Look,
and you pass.
This is probably the turning point. And I think that Bunnyhopper's reaction to the turn, his reaction to the draw,
I mean, he's laughing.
He's
he knows.
knowing. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Always little time.
That was cool, though.
the old 8-mana pass. And for Pavel, the door is wide open. It's time to slam it shut. Zephyrus and Elise active.
You're just killing it this game as Pavel.
It's not it.
That doesn't do anything. It kills the 3/5. It doesn't do anything. So something to keep in mind is if Bunny takes that line, Pavel, I don't believe, has lethal with his Zephyrus. I could be wrong. I'm thinking Gorehowl pushes 13. Avenging Wrath, if there was nothing in play, would push 14, but I cannot... For 8, I can't think of one. With a 6
Not an
attack.
8, no. 8 damage for 6 mana is like the highest efficiency I have found.
And it only happens on an empty board.
Yeah.
Swipe would do it, but he's already used both swipes.
Yeah. Always depends on your board presence, but you know.
Another nourish if you ever needed that.
Well, you don't need it. You actually, they're starting to just become hand space.
It really does not matter.
Yeah. Just, in my opinion, don't put 5 things in play.
He's gonna put 5 things in play.
You gotta know that's mind control deck in hand. Like what else could
Whatever, man. Yeah, sure. Evil totem. What are you gonna do?
You have lethal. It's not.
It doesn't do anything.
It's true. It's lethal. You have Zephyrus in hand.
No,
It's just funny.
there's a world where Bunnyhoppor could have chained together like the exact sequence of perfect draws, but
Your wish is
But
my
yeah,
suggestion.
if you're playing around that, like you might as well just not play. Just not how that works.
stop thinking, just start doing.
Secure the lethal. A crazy game #1 to kick off the series between Bunnyhoppor and Pavel. Bunnyhoppor takes his first loss on Shaman now at the hands of the former champ.
I would have lost that game from Pavel's side. If I had saved the swipe, would have died.
I'm very surprised you wanted to save the swipe with a Starfall and another swipe in hand.
From my perspective in that matchup, it always seems like Shaman has like 4 or 5 boards, and then the Starfall swipe deals with like 3 or 4. So holding those resources feels good to me.
Yeah.
But
I think from like a macro perspective, it makes some sense. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, sometimes the rules get broken.
no, Pavel figured out way quicker than I did that you just need to clear the board.
If Bunnyhopper's going to tempo 3/3s, I'm going to fight.
Yeah. So makes sense.
God, I can't believe those board swings. Shutterwalk redevelops.
That was a fun game.
Pavel scenario is crushing back.
That was a fun game.
That was a very fun game. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're jumping into game #2 between Bunnyhoppor and Pavel. Right now, Pavel is up a game. Stay tuned.
Shadows are rising again, darker than they've ever been. As evil descends from the skies, the world cries dusty tomb. They grab their whips and fedoras. These legends of the past know exactly what to do. There might be magic monsters, mummies in the markets, and ancient mysticism. There should be scorching deserts, adventure, monster of narcissism. High stakes think annihilation, obliteration of civilization. Now is the time to be brave. Evil's come to enslave, but this league's gonna save. Oh no!
My name is Rafael Pelzer. I go by Bunnyhoppor in Hearthstone. I've always been a competitive kid. There's like always a little bit more to the game, right? You get tired of just playing at a certain level and you always just want a little bit more. You hit legend, you hit high legend, you hit rank 1 and you're like, let's go to the next level. Yeah, it means a lot to me to be in the Grandmasters program because it feels really great to be recognized, especially last year was going really well for me. I think what I look forward to the most in Grandmasters is just have this weekly schedule of competition that every week you can iterate your lineup. Every week you have another match against another good player instead of having these dry periods where you don't play any matches, any best of 5s, best of 3s. So my personal goals is firstly do well in Grandmasters, and secondly is I'm still trying to find a good job in chemical industry.
Is there some sort of X factor that sets you apart from everyone else?
I mean, I have a doctor, haha.
Hello everyone, I'm Pavel. I didn't think too much about the username. I just wanted something simple and recognizable, so I thought that my name is perfect because I like my name. I'm looking forward to play and compete against one of the best players in the world. Most of them are my friends. I'm excited about the opportunity to qualify for the global finals. I wouldn't call myself a unique player. I just think that everyone can achieve good results if you work hard and play a lot of Hearthstone. My favorite memory of Hearthstone Esports is definitely when I won a World Championship in 2016 and just took a trophy. I was just overwhelmed. One of the things that I like outside of Hearthstone gaming is to go on the nature trips, for example, go hiking or do a picnic or something. It feels really good to be in the Grandmaster League and be alongside with one of the best players in the world. I'm still a really good player. I'm looking forward to playing Grandmaster and show everyone there's no any other player who is better than me.
Welcome back to Scintillating Sunday here for Hearthstone Grandmasters for the European region. I'm Nathan, that's Admiral Zamora, joined by America's Grandmaster Edward Gallon Goodwin, who's got a match coming up later today.
Yeah, against Nalgidon. I fired shots at him at my first match and then lost miserably to him, hoping not for a repeat performance of that.
So what kind words do you have for Nalgidon today?
Oh, he is just the best guy in the world. You know?
Don't have to be sarcastic about it. You can actually just say kind things.
I need to be serious. Okay, kind things about Nalgidon. He's actually a nice guy. I might disagree with him about how to approach Hearthstone, but he actually is a nice guy.
One of the things that I've appreciated most about Nalgidon is that he is, at his heart of hearts, a fierce competitor.
Yeah.
And I love to see that. I think that's the one thing I love to see in competition more than anything else is people who just absolutely hate losing.
I'm the same way, man.
It drives people.
Losing stinks. It's not so much that winning is good, it's just losing is so bad.
In competition, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing on ladder.
Even in Hearthstone tournaments, like, sometimes you just got to have a ridiculous record to make it out. You know, at the upcoming Masters Tour, it's going to be about 8 wins and 1 loss to guarantee yourself a top 8, which means that you got to win 8 for every loss that you get in that. So
format change, of course, for the number of rounds. For those of you familiar with the old one, it's going to be best of 5 conquest.
Yeah.
So number of rounds shortened because number of games per match increased.
Yep.
Priest to mirror match. is what we're in for right now. Pavel up a game over Bunnyhoppor, able to take down Shaman with Druid, hand Bunnyhoppor his first loss on Shaman.
Love to see it. And I actually like Pavel's keep here, Beaming Sidekick plus Inner Fire. I've theory crafted this a bit in my head, and hands like Power Word Shield Inner Fire on the play, even with no minion to back it up, like a Northshire Cleric off the top, you often get rewarded by just having another 1-drop. Any 1-drop works, why not Cleric?
Like you do.
It's a calculated risk. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. Sometimes you don't get a 1-drop from your deck, and you look pretty dumb when this happens. But here, Pavel gets rewarded.
But my general consensus on the matchup in my practice anyway, I haven't played a ton of Priest. I'd say like maybe like 100 games under my belt since the expansion launch. My highest win rate is just 1-cost cards. All my 1-cost cards have gigantic win rates. All the rest of them are not so good.
Inner Fire is fantastic in the matchup. You often wouldn't keep that in other matchups, but since the game plan is just fight for board as early and as quickly as possible, Inner Fire, kill your minion is a good play.
I got a good play for you.
I got you, friend.
Yeah. Inner Fire, kill a minion. That's what I said. It's a good play.
Bunnyhoppor, can't believe it.
Well, the good news is that Bunnyhoppor can still contest this 5-4. Power Word Shield Topsy-Turvy, Power Word Shield Inner Fire. Yeah, you're still going to be behind.
I think I'd... Oh, that's actually kind of interesting on whether or not you hold the Topsy or the Inner Fire. I think I'd tend to hold the Inner Fire. It's just a better card, I think. But the mana efficiency of Topsy I could see being a real
I would
thing.
hold the Topsy, I believe.
You're thinking defensive utility?
Yep. Wild Pyromancer, for example, you can Topsy a large minion down to small amount of health. I think you have no board in play right now.
Well, let's draw a card first. Maybe that impacts them.
Definitely. Oh,
Let's
silence.
say you drew a silence, for instance.
Yeah. And then you silence the Cleric, and then you have a... Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Now
like
that
you
sounds
do.
pretty good.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Shake your head at the outcome, draw the perfect card. Yeah.
Seems good. Wow, drawing cards first in Hearthstone. Bunnyhoppor's a genius. Yeah, she is.
This match is
Bunnyhoppor's very smart.
This match is so volatile. Like, Priest matches in, like, mirror match scenarios, they end up boiling down to these weird points where it's, like, tremendous amounts of magnification on the early turns. Like, sometimes your turns are extremely difficult and carry so much weight that the first 3 turns can decide the game.
Even this turn, which could be considered fairly simple in terms of the options, there's actually like 6 or 7 different lines you could take here. You could attack and then Topsy. You could play as Injured Blade Master and just Topsy and pass. You could Blade Master Topsy trade. He could Blade Master no Topsy. There's like...
Attack, heal, Topsy.
Exactly. And I'm not even getting
heal,
to
attack, Topsy. Like...
There's actually so many different ways to think about it. They all have their own positive, negative implications that even on a relatively simple turn like this, it's really difficult.
The TLDR for me is tempo good.
Yep.
Like, I've seen players Divine Spirit for 1 health at times, and it'd be a difference in the game. Like, you battle for maximum board potential, I would say, for at least the first 3 turns.
I would like to see a Topsy-Turvy come out this turn if he's playing an Injured Blade Master. The ordering on that, there's 2 ways to do it. You could either Topsy first and leave yourself with a 3-2, or Topsy second, leave yourself with a 1-4. The 1-4 is, I would say, a little bit worse because you're going Amit specifically next turn.
Yeah, and I think that's the reasoning for this particular variation.
And you're also totally fine versus the 1-2. Even with this Inner Fire picked up, he can kill the 3-2 here, but man, it's just not the greatest use of your turn.
Imagine
right?
not playing a Psycho Pop here.
It just sounds dumb.
More left in me.
Bunnyhoppor obviously very unhappy to see that. Jam and Amit say go?
Well, I think it's worth considering. I think that the way that a Light Warden is lining up, you're just unhappy with, so be it. But I think you have to consider the implications of not trading. How bad could not trading end up?
It sounds really bad. Suddenly you're looking at 1 card instead of 2 cards to beat you. With the trade, Nephroset Ritualist would also have to come down, or a Circle would also have to come down. If you don't trade, then suddenly Inner Fire is just killing your entire board. Now, your entire board is also being killed anyways, just...
Well, that's kind of a question, right? Like, say you play Amit and you don't trade, and Pavel's going to, you know, have an Inner Fire and attack board. How does he attack?
from Bunnyhopper's perspective, it's not that great, right?
I don't know about that.
I think that Pavel, if he's heads up about this, there's a lot of different iterations you have to go through, but it will end with the 2-6 and the 1-2. The 2-6 gets interfired, kills the Ahmet. Then from Pavel's side, his Psychopomp, his 3-1 Psychopomp will kill the Light Warden, which means suddenly the Psychopomp is only a 50-50 on pulling the Ahmet instead of the Light Warden. If Pavel killed both the Blade Master and the Ahmet, then suddenly the Psychopomp becomes very good again.
That's a turn. It's a turn I feel like I could have talked about for hours. That was such a tough turn.
It's very difficult. So far this game, it doesn't seem like they have many options, but there's so many crucial decision points they have to make.
All right, well, that changes a lot of this. I think Pavel just may have snagged the game.
It allows him to play an Acolyte of Pain here.
Well, he gets to attack, and now he gets to circle, and now he gets to Acolyte, and now he gets to interfire, and now he gets to kill the Ahmet.
Yeah. It's it's rough.
That draw was insane.
It was insane. This was the nightmare scenario for Bunny, where he had the 2-card combo to actually kill the Ahmet.
Like, nothing gets you out of this now. That 7-5 farms the board forever. You're under too much pressure to really defend yourself.
You're right. You are right.
I mean, for Bunny, it's literally, I think you have to figure out a way to chain stuff on the board, try to buy as much time as you can, and get a miracle draw.
Bunnyhoppor only has 1 silence in his deck, so he couldn't even get a silence here.
I mean, it's literally a miracle sequence of draws. That's what you need.
Maybe you need a pass here then. If you play the Psychopomp,
I was thinking play the Injurtolvir.
the problem with that, right, is that suddenly you're just giving your opponent card draw for no apparent benefit.
It's the Acolyte. Oh. I don't want to pass.
You got to hope your opponent draws like a silence here.
I don't want to pass.
If you pass, you can go Psychopomp Ahmet and then play an Injurtolvir. And if they do not have a minion and you get that combo, specifically that combo, your second Ahmet will stay alive, which means you could get like a... I know you... Oh! That's not nothing.
That's the goodest card.
That is very, very clearly something.
It was the best card in the deck.
It's the best one, yeah. Well, wait a second. Psychopomp, Divine Spirit, you Divine Spirit the Ahmet, it doesn't die. You're still in a terrible spot. You're in an absolutely horrendous spot. But...
Wow. Not it.
Okay, well, yeah. I think that means that's going to be the signal that Pavel is going to just always win this game.
I think that outcome had to be Ahmet. I think you had to get Divine Spirit. I think you had to have Pavel misstep, and I think you had to draw the right card afterwards.
He needed to have drawn like Silence plus. I can't even think of a card here. A second circle, I guess.
Well, Silence would have been a good draw for Pavel here.
Yeah, because you can just silence it. So there's really, really, really few options that actually.
It needed to be a weak card, right? Like a beaming sidekick.
But even beaming sidekick is good.
Well, the point I'm getting at is that would not have been the best draw.
A 1/7.
Yeah. As it stands, Pavel will now continue to pummel the board position. He will squelch all of Bunnyhoppor's opportunity to get back into the game. That's
that
the goal.
Draw is also just...
It was the outcome for Bunnyhoppor. He needed that Psychopomp to pull Ahmet. He needed to Divine Spirit the Ahmet and have Pavel make a mistake. That was the way to win. That didn't happen. And so now, I don't see how it happens. Pavel's board's topped up. You can't even draw like Northshire, heal something, and get a chain of sick draws. You'd have to play the Injurtolvir first. Pavel got the board. Pavel secures victory.
Fantastic circle there. Really just locks it away.
Insane.
Yeah.
And Ritualist wouldn't have been as good because it would have put the Acolyte in play, which would have let Bunnyhoppor develop into it, which would have given him ability to fight for board. So the fact that it was Circle let the Acolyte come into play, which denied Bunnyhoppor board, which created this that weird super risk dynamic.
Pass, and it's rough.
You got.
You got. But remember that Pavel had to take a risk of his own in the early game with the mulligan, where he kept a hand that doesn't always work. And again, it didn't actually pay off specifically that time because Bunnyhoppor drew the silence. However, I think Pavel had a really good mulligan in that game.
Yeah, exactly. All of those points that happen are catalysts to future moments, right?
Yes.
Like if Bunnyhoppor doesn't have to use that silence, how well can he use it later on? Does he secure his own Northshire cleric position at that point?
It honestly felt like we were watching two games there, where like there was the early game, and then at some point it just radically changed.
Well, they kind of went even in the early.
Yeah.
And that is partially in part due to Pavel's aggressive mulligan strategy, which I think is correct in this matchup, to take aggressive mulligan strategies. The game gets decided very early on, play for early on. Seems easy.
Makes sense to me.
Pavel's ready for an interview. Pavel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Congratulations on your win here today. Pretty impressive stuff, I'd say, in this matchup, and mostly just the end game of the Druid versus Shaman. That was spectacular to watch. Walk me through some of the more interesting moments for you in this match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I started nervous when he cleared my board with scenarios by playing Sunstorm Elemental, bounce it back, and replace it again. At some point of that game, I thought that he has zero chance of coming back on board, but when he did that, I started nervous, because if I wouldn't draw Starfall, it would have been a different game. And yeah.
No, that makes sense.
I think he got pretty bad starting hand with Shaman against Druid. Didn't get any of 2-mana 2/3 that draws you a card. He didn't get any totems.
It's funny you say that, because he actually full kept his hand, Shaman versus Druid, I believe. He kept Sludge Slurper, Mutate, Former Champ alongside the quest. So it is funny that you say it a very bad hand at the start, considering he full kept.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Former Champ Mutate is good against Druid, but usually you want to get. I don't have big experience with the Shaman, but I assume usually you want to get your at least one of your 2/3s before you complete the quest. And you want to get Totem as soon as possible.
That does sound right. Pavel, I have a question for you about the Priest Mirror, and specifically your mulligan. You kept Beaming Sidekick Inner Fire with no other 1-drop. Can you talk us through your thought process on that mulligan?
I'm not 100% sure if that mulligan is correct, but I'm sure that it's the strongest possible start you can get in a Priest Mirror 1-drop into Beaming Sidekick or Shield plus Inner Fire. I don't think you can possibly get better start.
No, that makes sense to me. So it's just a calculated risk that paid off pretty well, I think. You drew the Northshire Cleric and actually had an answer for his first Light Warden, so paid off well.
Yeah.
Are you aware that you handed Bunnyhoppor his first loss on Shaman?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Nothing special.
What would make it feel special for you? What would you have to accomplish in order to feel special about your accomplishment?
I don't know. If you talk about Hearthstone, I wouldn't mind winning BlizzCon second time.
Take another trophy?
Take another trophy. Yeah.
Well, what about outside of Hearthstone? What outside of Hearthstone would make you feel special about an accomplishment?
I don't know. It depends.
All right,
It's
Pavel.
hard to answer.
Well, you got something to think about then, because if you're up here next week, I'm going to ask you that exact same question. So think about it. Think about it. Pavel, congratulations on your win here today. You're looking in good form, and honestly, your shape to be in BlizzCon is looking like it could be there if you keep this up. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
It would have been really funny if you just said, winning Worlds again wouldn't be that special. I've already done it once.
Yeah. He's a little troublemaker, you know that?
He's a funny guy.
I've hung out with Pavel at a number of events, and he is just like a little prankster, which is exactly what I envisioned. But for some reason, I was still surprised when it happened. I was like, he's just trying to prank everybody.
The first time I ever talked to Pavel was like years and years and years ago, because I was helping someone prepare for this random tournament that Pavel was at, and they were on a call, and I was playing Pirate Warrior, so we just said, "Oh, you're a very honorable man," because I hit people in the face.
I do remember he had a very vehement dislike for patches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that card. Well, Pavel wasn't anyway. I was a huge fan of that card.
I loved it.
Pirate Warrior.
Yeah.
What is there not to like?
Nostalgic memories, man.